Hi, Brian McAvoy here with Inside Out Trading. I help traders engineer their profits so that they can stop struggling and actually start making money. Anyway, today we're going to talk about it's all about the timing. It really is. And there are three huge timing mistakes that traders make and that really just keeps them from being able to enjoy the fun and profit that trading has to offer. So let's jump right into it. The first one, of course, is timing on individual trades. Now, this is fairly obvious. Yeah, if you're late on an entry, late on an exit, if you're early, on an entry or an exit. These kind of timing problems are huge and need to be addressed. Now, where a lot of traders get screwed up with this is lack of clarity in their trading process. Clarity is huge. And so, if you have a very vague or unclear set of rules regarding your entry or exit, that's going to just really invite your emotions to come in and help you make the decision, but more than likely have you making the bad decision that you regret later. So really one of the things is regarding timing is you want to get clear within your trading process. And when you have that clarity, it just makes it so much easier to make the right decision and make the right call that you don't regret later, instead of sitting there talking yourself into something that your emotions are sitting there just going, you do it, or oh my God, don't do it. It's your emotions that are screwing you up. If your rules aren't clear, your emotions are going to win out, and then that's how you wind up with handing back money to the markets. The second timing error that traders make, and it's really is significant, is when they decide to become a discretionary trader. Yeah, now this is on a whole different level, but this is huge. It really is. So many traders, even if you've been at this for a while, but I see so many traders, they want to be a discretionary trader. So they have that flexibility. They can trade whatever the markets are showing them today. And here's the problem with that. There's nothing wrong with being a discretionary trader when the timing is right. And here's when the timing is right. Successful and consistent discretionary trading requires that you have a pretty well honed set of skills in looking at the charts, interpreting what you're seeing, evaluating them, and laying out a quick plan of action. Discretionary trading requires that. It's not optional. And if you're lacking that, if you haven't developed that, and you're wanting consistent profits, it's not likely to work out, because being discretionary, you're adding a huge variable to your overall trading process. And you don't want to do that. If your goal is consistent profits, the last thing you want to be doing is introducing and contributing to inconsistency. And so really what you want to do, if you aren't enjoying consistent profits yet, if you're struggling, instead of trying to be discretionary and be able to capture all kinds of opportunities, narrow your focus, get selective, pick a strategy that looks for very specific circumstances where you can be repeatable and have a repeatable outcome. Establish success and then expand that success once you've established it. Once you've done this for a period of time, say 6 months or a year, then you can start thinking about becoming discretionary. But really, the best way to become discretionary is one strategy at a time, where you build out a playbook. And instead of being able to capture everything, maybe you can capture 80% of what the market is offering you. Because, yeah, there are different market conditions. But if you have a playbook, now you have that variety, but you're working with known processes that work. You're not just saying, oh, that looks like money. I think I'll jump in and see if I can figure it out, see if I can outsmart the markets. That's gambling. That's not trading. Trading is when you say, I'm looking at the chart, I see this, I have a play for that. And I know it works because I've defined it, I've tested it, I've documented it. I know it works. And that way you're going into it with known odds, known probabilities, and a known likely outcome. That's when you're trading. Okay, so the third area where traders screwed up with timing and really just they hose themselves. Really, it's such a basic thing, but this is part of treating your trading as a business. And if you're serious about being successful in this endeavor, in this occupation, is timing on knowing when to be patient and when to be impatient with your trading and how it's going. Now, trading is inherently going to have some rough spells. It's a constantly changing sea of possibilities with trading in the markets. But the thing is, if you've been trading for, say, a year, and you're still struggling, and you're still struggling with a lot of the same issues that we were struggling with back in months 2, 3, and 6, and your results aren't really improving, or let's say you've been at it for 3 or 5 years and you're still not where you want to be or really even close. It's been 3 to 5 years and you're still not where you want to be. Here's the thing. Trading really, if something's working, and even if you're like brand new, if you've been at it for more than a couple months and it's not working and you're not really making significant progress, you might want to step back and take a look at your general approach to what you're doing with your trading. Is what I'm doing actually working, or am I just thinking if I just keep doing this long enough, somehow things will magically turn around? Or do you need to step back and say, maybe chasing strategies isn't working? Maybe just focusing on discipline isn't working. Maybe there's something else that I need to do. And as far as the whole strategies and discipline thing, you may be sitting there thinking, oh, I do need to focus on discipline. You're absolutely right. You do. But if you've been focusing on being more disciplined and controlling your emotions, and you've been doing it the way you've been doing it for years, and you're still not getting ahead, maybe the way you're pursuing the discipline and the being able to execute consistently, because discipline really is about execution. The way you're going about improving your execution is not working. And so rather than just saying, I need to be more disciplined, I need to figure out how to control my emotions, maybe you need a different approach. Maybe instead of just reading a book or watching some YouTube videos, you get some help from somebody who knows how to make this happen. A coach. And I'm not just talking about somebody who knows a strategy. Not what I'm talking about. There are tons of jokers out there, never traded before, selling strategies. There are a lot of traders out there who have been trading successfully, and they're selling strategies. I'm talking about somebody who knows how to help you execute, and execute very comfortably, very easily, doing the right thing consistently. This is the kind of training and help that I'm talking about, because this is what I do. And I have a lot of traders come to me. They said, Brian, I've been beating my head on this rock for 8 years. I've taken a lot of courses. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos. I've been on Reddit. I've read a lot of books. I've even I've signed up for a couple of programs where they're teaching their strategy, and I'm still struggling with the execution. I help you fix the execution part. My background is quality assurance. You're like, what does that have to do with trading? In quality assurance, it's how you get consistent output in a business situation. That's what quality assurance is. It's all about getting reliable, consistent output out of a process. And in the business world, processes involve people. And so when I was in quality assurance in manufacturing, I learned how to, and it was my job, my full-time job, to get consistent performance out of a whole pile of different people, 183 different people just in my plant, plus helping other plants across all different kinds of jobs and tasks, and getting consistent execution out of everybody. That was my job. And that's where I brought the quality tools to it. And a lot of it involved training. Yeah. Defining processes, proving them out, training for good execution. That was my full-time job. And that's exactly what I brought into trading that helped me finally turn my trading around when I stopped going about it like a rookie, where I'm like, hey, I'll just jump into it. I'm going to make a lot of money. And I just jumped into it without treating it like a business, like without taking it seriously and wanting to become a professional. Anyway, so if what you're doing isn't working, if your execution is not where you want it to be, insideouttrading.com. Swing by the site. I've got some free resources if you want to get to know me better. I got my YouTube channel, got other videos that you can watch. But this is what I do. This is where I help traders. It's in the execution. And I'm not just talking about teaching you some mental hack to resolve what it was your mommy said to you when you were 5 years old that screwed you up for trading. No, we're talking about not mental tricks. We're talking about actual good, consistent execution where you get known output. That's what quality assurance is all about. That's what I bring to trading. That's what I can teach you. Again, it's what let me turn my trading around. And I was able to walk away from that corporate job 20 years ago. I've been living life on my terms ever since. So if this sounds like something that you would like, you'd be able to quit your job. Let's have a conversation and see if I can help you. And if I can, if I'm not the person for you, got a lot of good colleagues who are in the space. They have integrity. They take good care of their people. I can point you in the right direction, but don't just sit there and keep beating your head on the rock, not making money, not having trading being fun and profitable. It really is when you get it right. I'd love to help you do that too. So anyway, give me a like and subscribe down below. And also, hey, check it out. Doing weekly workshops now. So swing by the site. You can sign up for one of the weekly workshops where we'll get more in depth into this. Swing by Inside Out Trading. You can sign up for one of the weekly workshops where we talk about engineered profits and how to really take all the guesswork, all the uncertainty, all the stress out of your trading and really make it what you wanted all along anyway. Yeah, and of course, share this with your friends. If you have friends who trade and they're struggling too, they'll love you for helping them out. So anyway, swing by InsideOutTrading.com. That's what to do right now, and let's have a conversation. Brian McAvoy with Inside Out Trading. Talk to you soon. Cheers.